everyone, welcome back to my channel, Notes from the Sewing Room. My name's Becky. Today's video is all about what I've been making in June. Hope you've been having a good week, whatever you've been up to. I don't know about you, I can't believe it's July already. Like, time just seems to be absolutely flying by. So I'm recording this video slightly late, but this is my June makes video. So I've got loads to talk to you about today. I've really surprised myself about how much I've managed to squeeze in during the month of June. So the first thing I wanted to show you today is, if I just click my fingers and by magic I shall appear just here. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about, I've also got here to show you as well, is a brand new Alex shirt dress. So this is a sew over it project. And if I just sort of hold it up here, but you should be able to see me to the side anyway. Basically, it's an absolutely gorgeous cotton lawn fabric that I bought sometime last year. I bought it ahead of going to Goodwood Revival Festival last year with the kind of thinking that I might make something to go to Goodwood in it. Didn't actually happen, so I've had it in my stash all that time. But I really liked it. It's got a kind of floral print and I just think it's perfect for summer. I'll just hold it up to the camera a little bit so you can see the print a little bit better. Yeah, so, but I've actually had to use a mismatch of pink buttons down the front because I didn't quite have enough, and I've not really been to any haberdashery shops to choose some new buttons, and buttons is one of those things that I really like to pick out in person rather than ordering online if I possibly can, but they're mostly okay. So I've basically had to alternate colours as I've gone down the dress. So, but I'm really pleased with it, and as you know, I'm pregnant at the moment. I'm currently 28 weeks, so the Alex shirt dress is absolutely perfect for me at the moment. I've made no changes at all to the pattern. I've cut it a size 10 and made it up with the, you know, the seam allowances and everything that it suggests in the pattern, and yeah, it fits really nicely, and also I'll be able to wear it after the baby comes as well. So I think that'll be really, really good, and of course, because it's got the button front, it'll be good for feeding baby as well. Yeah, so that'll be really good. I did actually manage to mislay my my belt pattern, so I've managed to just cut a kind of narrower belt, but I did have to piece together a number of bits of fabric to try and form a nice belt. But I do like a nice big bow like on the front of my dress, and it's quite nice to kind of nip myself in at my kind of high waist at the moment. So yeah, so I've made a bit of a long belt to go with the dress as well. So but yeah, so I think I'm going to get quite a lot of wear out of that, and after my maternity leave, when I'm back at work and everything like that, I think that'll be a really good one to wear into the office as well. Yeah, I can't believe the amount of things I've got to show you today in terms of dresses. It's a real kind of dress focused video. I've got one top to show you, but apart from that, it's all dresses. So the next one I won't talk about too much because I've already actually shown it to you before on a video. So this is my first ever Simple Sew dress. So this is the Tara dress by Simple Sew Patterns. I've been welcomed into the Simple Sew blogger team, which I'm absolutely delighted about. So yeah, I made this in a scuba fabric, and I decided to make a few changes. If you are interested in the changes that I've made, then do check back my previous video and you can find out all about the Tara dress. But I've been wearing this one a lot. It's Empire line, so it's perfect for pregnant ladies, and particularly if you make it in a stretch fabric like I have. So I'll just pop that one to one side because, like I say, you can hear about that on another video if you'd like to. Now the next one I wanted to show you is another Megan Nielsen darling dress. So it's actually the one that I'm wearing today, but I have got this little green cardigan over the top today. But again, if I click my fingers, I'm not very good at clicking actually, then I should appear just to the side here and you'll be able to see what it actually looks like on me. I'm giving you a little twirl, etc., so you can see. But I made this as part of the Sewing Weekender, which was online just a few weeks ago now. It does actually seem like a while ago, but it was only a few weeks ago, and it was just the perfect weekend full of sewing. I've never had the opportunity to actually go to the sewing weekender before, actually in person. I've always really wanted to go, but either I've not been able to get a ticket, or you know, I've been doing something else or whatever, but I've just never been able to go. And friends of mine have been, and they've told me how amazing it is. So with the idea of it being online this year, I just absolutely jumped at the chance to take part, and really enjoyed it. So basically you bought a ticket, and then there was quite a few vlogs that you could watch as part of the package. So I got introduced to quite a few new vloggers that I wasn't familiar with before, and so that was really good. So I've been able to go and kind of check out their channels and the kinds of things that they make and that kind of thing. But yeah, I basically spent the weekend making this darling dress that I'm wearing today. It's perfect because it's got pockets, so yeah, that's ideal. It's nice and loose. Now, one thing I would say about this project is that I've struggled with the sizing. Now this is the second Megan Nielsen darling dress that I've actually made, and the first one I made it in a size medium because I thought, you know, I've got the growing bump on the front here, and I just thought maybe I need the extra space. But actually I've sized down to a size small in this version. I've actually added in some back darts as well, and I've put the little tie belt on the back, and it's still fairly loose. I've still got quite a lot of room in here, so it is good for me to wear at the moment. But I think if I was to make it again in the future, I'd probably size down again to the extra small rather than the small size. And I think I'd probably achieve a little bit of a closer fit, which would probably be better for me when I'm not pregnant, because I do prefer things really that kind of nip in at the waist, and then you've got a bit more of a flary skirt after that. So, but it's a lovely pattern to work with, even though it's got bias binding that you have to do around this area. And I'm not a massive fan of bias binding, I must say, particularly when you have to put it around the neckline. I do find it a little bit of a faff. The other thing about this pattern is I've found it fairly low cut, so this is a lot more low cut than I'd usually wear, if I'm honest. And I did actually try in this version actually raising the neckline slightly by an inch. But it doesn't seem to have made that much difference, so either I've done it wrong or it was lower cut in the last version than I'd kind of realised. But I think again, if I was to make it again, then I'd probably try and raise the neckline just a little bit more. But of course, I think if I did have a slightly tighter fit on the dress, that would probably solve a lot of the issue. I think at the moment, because it is loose, if I was to kind of sit forward too much, or you know, be picking something up from the floor or something like that, then the whole dress kind of just tends to fall forward a little bit. So I could always wear a vest top underneath. It's just that at the moment I am feeling slightly warmer generally than I usually am, so I don't really want to wear any extra layers underneath my dresses if I can avoid it. But I think, you know, it is a lovely dress, and I think I'm going to get quite a lot of wear out of it over the summer and possibly into the winter as well, with maybe a little top underneath, and so, you know, wearing it with some tights and whatnot. I made it out of a beautiful viscose fabric that I got from Material Girl Laura. I ordered it online, and it's worked perfectly for this dress, and it's made it completely different to the previous version that I made out of a cotton chambray fabric. So the other one's a little bit more structured, and this one's got a lot more drape and movement in the fabric generally. So it just shows you really, depending on what fabric you use, you know, the different results that you can achieve. But I would recommend trying this dress in a viscose if you are thinking about giving it a go. I know it's a really popular pattern. Now, the next one I wanted to show you is the one that's here on my mannequin Flora. So this is another, if I just move Flora slightly closer, this is a Selkie Patterns London dress. So as you'll probably know, I'm a big fan of the Selkie patterns, and particularly the London dress. I've made the top, the skirt version and the dress version. So this is the second of the dresses that I've made. I've been wearing my other version quite a lot recently because again, it's got a bit of a looser cut about it, which is working really well for me at the moment. But I decided for this version that I would raise the bodice length just slightly. So I've basically shortened the bodice when I cut it out by 1 inch, which I think has made a bit of a difference. It just means that it'll sit slightly higher on me, although the other version is actually working fine at the moment. But I just thought as my bump continues to grow, maybe it just might make it slightly more comfortable for me if the bodice is finishing slightly higher. So that's what I've done. Now this beautiful fabric, I'm a huge fan of polka dots, and as soon as I saw this I had to have it. So I got it from Sew Me Sunshine. It's the first fabric I've actually ever bought from Sew Me Sunshine. It's a viscose and I'm really pleased with the quality of it. Also the price was a good price, and it came in the post within a week or so. So yeah, I was really pleased with it, and it just looks beautiful made up. And I think making this dress in a viscose works really well if you do decide to do the flutter sleeve like I've done here. There is another sleeve like add-on pack that you can buy. I haven't actually bought that, to be honest, but you can, there is an alternative sleeve option or two by buying that pack if you'd like to. The previous version that I made, because I wanted to wear a cardigan with it, I did actually make a small fold in the cuff here, or in the sleeve should I say, and put a little button on. So I'll see how I go with these, but I could always do that, you know, as a little change later on if I wanted to. But my favourite parts of this dress really are the lovely darts that kind of nip you in down here. It's got some darts on the back as well, and it's got a lovely pleated skirt. But my favourite detail is this little tie at the front here, and it's got this kind of round cutout detail at the front here as well, the keyhole detail, which I just think is really pretty, and it makes it different from other things that I've got in my wardrobe as well. Now, you are supposed to just finish this with a facing, and you're not supposed to top stitch it around, but I have actually top stitched it all around the keyhole detail, and all the way around the back to where the invisible zip is. So I'll just turn it around so you can see the back. So that's the back of the dress. You probably can't see too much detail here, but it's got an invisible zip that's running all the way down the back here. It's got 2 back darts here, and then of course you've got these lovely pleats on the back as well. But I have top stitched all the way around this top neckline. I've basically found that it keeps the facing in place much better, and it doesn't keep popping out. So I would recommend doing that if you are thinking about making the Selkie London dress. But it's definitely a winner in my book. I really enjoyed making it, and I'll enjoy wearing it as well. So the final thing I wanted to show you today is a top that I've made. So this video has been mainly about dresses, as you know, but I thought I'd throw in one top that I've made during June as well. So this project actually wasn't supposed to be made in a jersey fabric, it was supposed to be made in a woven, but I decided to make it in a jersey, basically because I've got this beautiful bright pink jersey in my stash. I bought it from Sew Over It not too long ago, and I was just desperate to use it really. So I've actually made a Sew Over It ultimate shift top with the sleeve. So this is the first time that I've ever used this pattern. I actually bought it with the maternity hack as well, so I do plan to have a go at making the maternity hack dress. But for the top version, I've literally just made it in a straightforward size 10. It is fairly short in the body, so it's kind of okay for me at the minute, particularly because I've made it in a stretch fabric. It just kind of stretch out a little bit around the bump area. So yeah, I would say it's kind of worked okay in a jersey. I did size out slightly on the sleeve, so I've made this in a straightforward size 10 as I said, but actually around this kind of area where the sleeve flares out a little bit, I have cut it out to I think I cut it out to a size 12, just because I've heard from various people that the ultimate shift dress does come up slightly tight on the sleeve area. So I've kept that in mind, so thank you very much for those tips. But yeah, so I did everything in the instructions as it said. So even though it is a stretch fabric, I have added in the darts at the front here, and I did do all the top stitching around the neck. I did use a twin needle to stitch around the neck, and I did add on the kind of little opening at the back here with the little button as well. If I just hold that up, you'll see I've used a lovely cute little flower button, which I found in one of my boxes. Now it's worked okay in a jersey, but I probably wouldn't make it in a jersey again, because I found that actually the facing, because I've even though I've top stitched it and everything, is still kind of rolling out a little bit, even though I've understitched it. So I'm a little bit disappointed with that. And it does, this is a cotton jersey that I've used, and it almost seems like a little bit heavy to make it in around the neckline here. Just looks a little bit bulky. So I will wear the top, and I have been wearing the top, but it probably won't be one of my favourite things to go to and grab out of my drawer, you know, to wear in the future. But yeah, it was worth trying, I think, in the jersey fabric, and yeah, I think you've got to give these things a go, see how it works for you, but I probably just won't bother doing that again. But I am looking forward to having a go at doing the maternity hack dress, and I probably will have another go at doing the top version, but just in a woven fabric next time instead. So I think actually I fancy making the top in maybe like more of a cropped version, maybe without the sleeves for summer, maybe in some kind of like white and red fabric, and then I can really see it like with a lovely red skirt or something like that. I've got this kind of vision in my mind. So I don't know, I might not have time to make it, or I might not have the fabrics or whatnot, but I'm going to give it a go at some point, I think. So, but yes, I hope you've enjoyed learning about all the things I've been making in June. I feel like I've squeezed quite a lot in, because at the start of the month I was thinking you know, maybe if I haven't got that much time, and I'm working from home at the moment, I've been really busy, but actually I've managed to squeeze in all of these dresses and a top project, so I'm really, really pleased. So I hope you've enjoyed learning about what I've been making. Please do let me know what you've been making as well. I love finding out what you've been making, whether it be tops, dresses, trousers, craft projects, whatever it is. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you've been working on, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Also, if you have got any thoughts of things that you would like to see on these videos in the future, then also leave me a comment below about that as well. But thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with all of my latest content, and hit that like button, and I'll be back on the channel very soon. Until next time, see you later. Bye.